Hey everyone, today I'm going to be swatching and showing you guys a little eye look with the Oden's Eye Urd palette. I'm going to butcher names, I apologize, but this palette is stunning. Out of all the palettes from the Norn collection, this is the one that spoke to me. I've never tried Oden's Eye before, so I was very excited. I love green grungy tones, so if you want to see swatches and my thoughts on this beautiful palette as well as a mini tutorial, just keep watching. I do think that the palette swatched very well. We all know swatches don't dictate how these will work on the eyes, but I have used every eyeshadow on the eyes, and I do like this palette, and I think they swatched about as good as they apply to the eyes. Like I said, for the shimmers, I would definitely recommend using them with your finger. The first shade is just, it's super chunky, but it is the most beautiful inner corner shimmer. It just has beautiful flecks of like pink and gold and a little bit of like green almost. It's stunning. The silver is a silver, but it has a little bit of like bluey pinky reflex in it. The matte light green has a tiny bit of like sequin in it, like kind of like if you think of the ColourPop sequin shadows, kind of like that. But honestly, it just applies matte to the eye. The mattes are really pretty. I really like how they apply, and they swatch very beautiful for dark mossy shades like this. And then the last shade, this shade is so stunning, but it is like a shade where the base like is more intense than the actual shimmer. So from applying it, I definitely think this is a shade you'd want a glitter primer with and to use your fingers. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I have a favorite shade in this palette. I definitely think it would probably be the two matte greens and the inner corner shade at the very top. I think those would be my favorites. Like, you can see with it not focused just how pretty the reflex are in the shimmers. I'm very excited to try out the silver all over the lid. I think I could do a fun look with that, maybe with like the brown or something. If there are any looks you'd like me to do with this palette, let me know. Obviously, this isn't the most versatile palette because of the fact that you do only get a few shades, but still, I think it's beautiful, and shipping didn't take long at all, which was nice. It came really quickly. And I love the eyeshadow quality. I definitely think I'm going to have to try more Oden's Eye after this. So to start off this green look, I'm taking the lightest shade on my inner corner for my inner corner highlight. I'm taking the light matte green and putting that into my crease and just blending it and building up the shade. It needed to be built a little bit, but it wasn't too bad or anything. Blending is key here, folks. You want to blend and just keep blending, because I wanted the shade to be as diffused as possible. I then took the green shade Nostalgia, built that up the same way, except keeping it a little bit lower than the light green, and then buffing it out with a blending brush. Again, blending's key. It can look a little bit muddy at first, so just keep blending. I took the dark brown in the outer corner just to get some depth going. I wanted to see how it built, and it built up really nicely. I then took the shimmer all over the lid. I showed it on a brush, but I did use my finger because it did not apply well with a brush. I then took the other shades on the lower lash line, and this is the finished look. I like how it turned out. It's not the like most amazing look I've ever done. I've definitely done better, but I still really like how it turned out, so, you know, that's always fun. Definitely think I could have spent more time blending out the outer corner, building up the dark shade, and blending a bit more, but I kind of was on a time crunch, so I kind of just gave up by the end of it, honestly, but I do like how this look turned out. I think the shades are absolutely stunning, and here is the look close up. You can see it's not as blended. This is obviously what the palette looks like. You get 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. The middle shade is a split pan with 2 different shades. Also, we're gonna ignore my hands because I dyed my hair purple and I used a hair dye that I forgot transfers really bad, so I'm literally like purple and my nails are like bad, so we're just gonna ignore that. Of all the palettes, this palette spoke to me the most just because of the green color story. I really love the look of this shade, the shade Luxury. It is one of those shades that you want to apply with your finger. When I tried to use a brush, it didn't take any of the shimmer really at all. It just mainly took the darkened base with it. So I would definitely recommend using your finger with this shade. Maybe using a glitter primer would make it work a bit better with a brush, but for me, I would just use a finger, honestly. Split pan shade is called Golden Year and Time. They're nice. They're not like my favorite like shimmery metallic formula. The one shade on the right is chunky. It's beautiful as an inner corner highlight. In my look, I used it in the inner corner and I loved it. I would use that shade every day. The silver shade, I used a little bit of it, but it just really didn't do it for me. It's another one of those shimmers you need to use with your finger. It didn't pick up well with a brush, and it didn't really have good pigmentation with a brush either, so it was just a little bit lackluster. I still liked it. Like, I could definitely see myself using it on the lid. I would just probably use a glitter primer and my finger. The mattes performed really nicely. This light mossy shade called Memory, it is stunning. It built up nicely. It did have to be built up, but as soon as I added a few layers, it built up nicely and I really like it. I think it blended out the shade Nostalgia even better. I think that together they are beautiful. I did want to do a look with Nostalgia all over my lid, but my eyelid is just too dry for matte eyeshadows at the moment. Has been for a few months now, so we went in with Shimmery Goodness, but even then, the mattes are very nice. They blended nicely as well. For shades like this, they can be a little hit or miss, but I guess they never miss, you know? Like, I didn't have any issues. The shade Past built up nicely. Like, it is very pigmented, so I would recommend being careful with it. You could definitely go too much too fast. I just, you know, used a little bit and built it up gradually, and that was what worked best for me. I love brown shades like that, sort of like a dark brown with like a hint of like red to it. It is just absolutely stunning, and I think it goes so well with the green vibes in this palette. The packaging of this palette is stunning. It comes in this outer sleeve, which love that. It comes with a mirror, which I love little mirrors like this in little palettes. I think it's cute. And then this is what the actual palette, it's textured, so it has some feel to it, which is nice. The artwork is absolutely stunning. I think they literally hit the mark so well. I love the holographic vibes as well. And then when you look at the back of the palette, you have like the net weight, the names, and stuff like that. On the back of the actual thing, you have all of the ingredients and stuff like that. This is the cute paper that came with my order. It shows some of the other products from the collection, and then it goes into a little like spiel about it. So
in Norse mythology, 3 sisters weave and guard the web of fate. They also attend the spring of life that supports the world tree. The Norn sisters are the most powerful beings in the cosmos. Urd, the past, lends her name from the well of fate. Verdandi, the present, symbol of the process of becoming. Skuld, the future, the youngest who decides the future.
And this palette is cruelty-free. I think this collection's cute. Honestly, this palette was really the one that spoke to me. I somewhat liked the other ones, but this was just the palette that I knew I wanted to try for my first Oden's Eye palette, and I adore it. Let me know down below if you picked up anything from Oden's Eye. This, again, was my first time trying them, and I really like them. Make sure that you subscribe to my TikTok and Instagram because I'll be posting my looks there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you subscribe. Comment down below any videos you'd like to see me do. Go follow my Instagram and TikTok, Makeup by Tasha XO, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.